Kia ora, I'm Simon Britten. I'm the founder and curator of Think Papanui. The video you're about to watch was first live streamed on Facebook on Wednesday the 13th of July 2022. I hope you enjoy watching it. In this video I'm going to give a rundown on what's coming up at the Community Board meeting this Friday the 15th of July in Papanui, in the Papanui boardroom. That's a meeting of the Waipapa Papanui-Innes Community Board. Kia ora, I'm Simon Britten. I'm the founder and curator of Think Papanui. Think Papanui is I call it a community engagement initiative. It's really all about supporting our local community to see local news, but also see what's happening with council and with our community board. So what I'm going to be doing today is just these little points here, give a quick introduction to Think Papanui. I haven't done a video format for a little while, although I am posting regularly on Facebook and my other platforms, which I'll talk about. And then I'll just show you where to find agendas for community board meetings. I'll run through what's coming up at this Friday's meeting, and if there's any questions or comments I receive while I'm live, I'm happy to respond to those. Otherwise, this video will be available afterwards, either on Facebook or also on Think Papanui's YouTube channel, so you're welcome to find it there. So just going to pop over here to my web browser. Think Papanui, it exists in a few places. You can head to thinkpapanui.nz, which is what we're looking at here. To find content, of course, it is on Facebook, facebook.com/thinkpapanui. Instagram, there's a little bit of content on YouTube as well, and there's an email newsletter, and we can see just on the web page here where you can sign up if you'd like to get that newsletter. It just rolls up stories that are posted during the week and puts them in your email inbox every Friday afternoon. So we can see some of the stories I've posted recently, including a post I put up yesterday about the community board meeting, just with a quick summary of the topics that are going to be covered. I'll come back to that in just a moment. Update on speeds in Papanui. There's some speed changes coming up now that council's made a decision. What else is happening? Night classes at Papanui High School. There's some progress on the construction and development at the new Pack and Save site, etc. On the right, you can also find the social channels for Think Papanui and archives here going back to 2016, which is when I first started the initiative. So that's a little bit about Think Papanui and where you can find it. I'll throw up some contact details later on. Of course, if you're watching this video, you're presumably on the YouTube channel, the webpage, or on Facebook. If you're watching at the moment, Facebook. If you're watching it live. Just going to check I'm still on the web browser. So if I pop over here to another tab, so if I look at the council's website, if I want to look at agendas for any community board meeting or for our council meetings, for example, you can find all of those on here. The Waipapa Papanui-Innes ones, of course, you'll find them on Think Papanui as well, but this is the authoritative source. If I just head with my mouse top right here to council, drop this down, meetings, agendas and minutes, reasonably self-explanatory. Down on this page here, this is where you'll find live streaming of council meetings, but not the community board. Community board does live stream, but on other platforms. Agendas and minutes, and in there we'll find all of the agendas and minutes for all, here we go, council, hearings panels, community boards, etc., etc. As you can see, it's pretty busy. We can, in here, if we're really just interested in one thing, let's pop down a little bit, we can pop down to the Papanui-Innes Community Board and just filter by that, or filter by anything else in here. But as luck would have it, somewhere near the top here, Community Board, we can find the agenda in PDF format, usually better resolution plans in particular, and other documentation in there, or we can just view it on the web as well, which is what I'm going to do here. That'll pop open another window. There's me. I am, as well as running Think Papanui, I am a member of the Community Board. I'm not wearing my board hat today so much as my Think Papanui hat. But I'll just run briefly through what we'll be discussing as a community board this Friday. If I head past the preliminary bits. Now, these community board meetings are open to the public. If you're interested in coming along, we are in the current public health environment. We can accommodate people attending in person. Some parameters around that, around just keeping people safe, managing distancing, those kind of things. And you can also follow along on a live stream on the board's YouTube channel and Facebook page. There's some fairly procedural things that start most meetings of any council committee or of council itself. So we deal with apologies, declarations of interest. We'll sort out approval of minutes of a previous meeting. And then we have some public participation. Now, this is an opportunity for any member of the public. We have a time at the start of the board meetings if you wish to come and talk to the board, if there's something you wish to bring out to our attention, an issue you want to raise, something you want us to know about. This is a great opportunity to do that. You can just request a speaking slot, a 5-minute slot, and come along and bring that to us at our meeting. Deputations are similar but slightly different. Deputations can be slightly longer and deal with one of the matters that's on the agenda for this meeting. So if you wanted to talk to us, for example, about the proposed lease of a community building at McFarlane Park, that would be a deputation. If there's something local in the Papanui area you just wanted to bring to us that wasn't on our agenda, you do that as a public forum. That's the difference between the two. If we have petitions presented to us, that's where we deal with them there in the minutes. You'll find the minutes of our previous meeting in there as well, and then I'm just going to skip through and talk about what's up for discussion. So the substantive items on the agenda, which are so there's a proposal at the moment on McFarlane Park. The Shirley Community Trust is operating a community centre there. So there's a proposal here that you can read about in the agenda that the ownership of that building transfers from council to that trust. All the details are on there on that one. Next up, we have a proposal to just improve safety a little bit on Sherbourne Street. This is down the southern end of the community board area. I'll just scroll down and see if I can find a plan. There we go. It may not come out too well on the video, but if you follow the steps I've done, you'll find it on the council's website in a bit more detail. It's in the area where there's the medical facilities just by Cannon Street, Sherbourne Street, some parking restrictions and U-turn restrictions to improve safety in that area. Next up is some proposed tree removals. Community board has certain delegations to approve or not, removal of trees under certain conditions. Down Aylesford Street at the moment, there's some timber lining renewal underway with the drain there, and we'll find some images in there. There are trees that are impacting on the lining of the drain that are going to need to go so that the drainage can be sorted out. That requires community board approval, and there's a tree policy associated with that to do with when trees come out, replacement trees need to come back in. Next up on the agenda, dealing with some funding issues. Every year at about this time of year, we move into a new financial year, and we are being asked to approve the establishment of a couple of funds that the community board manages, our Positive Youth Development Fund, and also getting ready for summer with your neighbours, which I will post about on Think Papanui in a little while. Applications will open for summer with your neighbours at the end of this week, so watch this space on that one. That was item 10. Next up, we have an application to deal with to our Positive Youth Development Fund. This is for a young woman who is heading to, where's she going? Northern Ireland in July, August for Canoe Polo World Championships. So the board will consider granting some funds from our Youth Development Fund to support that. We have a procedural item there just to deal with our future meetings between now and the end of the term. And then an area report. Area reports, there's a bit of detail in these, and there's a few pages in this. This is a report from staff to the board. It also forms the basis of the board's report each month to the council on our activities, what's happening in the area, initiatives and issues current within the area is how it's framed. So we have some board priorities, some updates on what's happening with those, some events and things that have been happening. We've been presenting community service awards, so we've got some photos in there of some of the recipients of those. and on we go. A whole range of issues canvassed in with that. And if you have a read through that, it'll give you a sense of some of the matters that a community board deals with on a monthly basis. Beyond the end of the area report, we just have an information exchange session. This is a open section of the agenda for the elected members to raise issues of what events have we attended, what other issues are we seeing happening in the area. So there's a bit of an exchange of information there. And that's the end of our agenda. It's a reasonably long one this time around. Hope that's useful. I'm just going to switch back to there. If you've watching this after the fact, you'll also be able to head to the council's website and find the minutes for that meeting. Same way, just head to that webpage. Minutes will appear on the right hand side against that meeting. If I scroll back a wee bit, we'll see here, we can see minutes of other panels and community board meetings and so on. That's all for today. If you do have any questions about anything I've discussed or any other matters around the Papanui area in particular, very happy to take those. You're welcome to leave those as comments on Facebook or on YouTube. A couple of other ways you can get in touch with me. Let's see, there we go. So thinkpapanui.nz or facebook.com/thinkpapanui are the two easiest ways. Appreciate you watching this video, whether you've watched it live or whether you watch it after the fact. And keep an eye out on Think Papanui for more local news from the area. Kia ora.